Hi, Coach Dustin Hazard, Modern Athletics, coaching you to reach your full potential to look, feel, and perform your best every day in life and sport. Sounds good to me. So today we're going to talk about using training goals to determine reps, or repetitions. Did you know that's what that stood for? I sure hope so. So what are training goals specifically? How many reps should I be doing? And what is being trained by doing a specific number of reps? So training goals, you might have heard people talk about power, strength, hypertrophy, endurance, or in this case, muscular endurance. So maybe you've seen these terms before. If not, let's cover what that actually means. Okay, so power is basically speed and max force in the shortest amount of time possible, right? So explosiveness is another way to think about that, right? Strength, of course, is just lifting heavy, being strong, able to produce a lot of force as well. This time, not necessarily at maximum speeds like in power, but definitely able to produce maximum force through your muscles. Hypertrophy is what most people are after. That's your muscle mass, your body building, increasing the actual cell of the muscle, okay? So that's definitely probably the category most people are going to be in. Muscular endurance, just like it sounds, I'm basically training my muscles to last longer, okay? Endurance, aerobic endurance, that's a wholly different thing. We're going to talk about really how this pertains to weight training, but I'll dive into that just a little bit, just a teeny little bit. Okay, so what am I looking for in terms of training for those things? If I want power, I basically want to be training around 1 to 6 reps. Now, I'll say this right now. You're going to find so many varying opinions on, like, is it 1 to 3, 1 to 6, 1 to 8. All right, we could debate that till the end of time. So these are just kind of a general guideline. When I'm training power, I'm going to be in that 1 to 6 range. Okay, not to confuse you, but if I'm doing something like med ball stuff, like that's a lighter power than what I'm speaking of. That's not really maximum force under maximum load. That's just me moving really fast. So that's going to be high repetitions. Box jumps, for example, I'm probably do a little bit more high repetition. Okay, so there are exceptions to this, but generally power, I'm training in that 1 to 6 rep range. Think of like Olympic weightlifting. Strength, 1 to 6. Okay, this is like my muscles working as hard as they possibly can. Of course, a 1 rep max, a 1 RM, that is like my body can only do 1 and I am done. And that's if I can actually do that 1 rep. So that's very difficult. 6 reps is kind of on that end range where you're really focusing on pure strength. Of course, there's going to be some crossover between everything. You know, I'm not always training just power, always just training strength or just hypertrophy. There is some crossover, of course. Okay, so power, 1 to 6 reps. Strength, 1 to 6 reps. Hypertrophy, 8 to 12 reps. This is what I recommend for most people. You're going to be in that 8 to 12 rep range, okay? Until you start to get into a little more advanced stages of training and understanding what the reps mean, you're going to be in that pretty much 8 to 12. So if you're not sure how many reps you should be doing, if you're trying to build muscle mass or physique or just have a leaner look, think of 8 to 12 reps, okay? And I generally want to do, when I'm training hypertrophy, I want to train like 3 or more exercises targeting the same muscle group. So if I'm trying to make my biceps look a little bit better, I know, how could they look better? You're wondering if you've seen my biceps. No, they can definitely improve. 3 or more exercises targeting the same muscle group. So that means I'm going to do 3 exercises that involve the biceps if I'm trying to train that, okay, of that 8 to 12 rep range. Muscular endurance, pretty much anything over 15 reps, I'm just saying that is just endurance, right? If I get into really, really high repetitions, like 20 plus, and that's my idea of high repetitions, we're talking like more aerobic endurance, okay? That is just like your body can just keep going and keep going and going. Like whereas strength and power, I'm doing like a few reps and I'm taking a lot of rest because it's going to be a while before my muscles are ready, all right? So why is this important? Of course, because if you're trying to get stronger, you need to be in that rep range. If I'm trying to build a certain look, I need to be in a certain rep range. If I'm trying to be explosive, I need to be in a certain rep range. You get it, okay? So I want you to know what those reps mean and what you're training when you determine those reps, or if they're already determined for you, what you're actually training, just to make sure that that actually aligns with what you want to achieve or what your goals are, all right? So your training goals should align with your actual goals, okay? So how many sets should I be doing? Typically, you're going to see 3 sets, all right? There's a reason behind that, too. Now, 3 sets is just kind of been scientifically proven to be like the best for adaptation of the muscles, okay? It takes 3 sets. The body's very resilient, so 3 sets is what it takes to, before my muscles are overloaded enough where they have to adapt and grow and change and transform to get the effect that I'm after, okay? I wish I could just do one set and call it good, but I can't. If you're a straight beginner, you probably do like 2 sets, and that's plenty before you're like sore for a few days. But as you get into training, 3 sets is typical. If I'm training strength and power, I might need 4 to 6 reps. So why is that? Because overall, I'm looking that my total volume for all the sets and all the reps for each exercise is around 15 to 25 reps. So I don't know if you ever thought about that, but like you'll see 3 sets of 8. 3 times 8, 24, right? We're in that 15 to 25 rep range. 5 by 5 is a very popular strength rep scheme. 25 reps total, right? 3 by 5, 15 reps total on the lower end, okay? So the 15 reps are definitely tougher reps. So that's the thing to understand too about reps is the lower that number is, the more difficulty there is in performing that repetition, right? So of course, 1 rep being the most advanced you could do. Most people are not ready for that, and if you do it, it's not going to be very often. But that's a story for another day. All right, so we're looking for that overall reps of 15 to 25. Think of that 3 by 8. Yeah, you're going to see stuff higher volume. Like if you're training hypertrophy, you might see like 4 sets of 12 or 4 sets of 15. I'm really picking on those muscles to try and stimulate muscle growth. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of variables. So these are just general guidelines. So let's review power. 1 to 6 reps, strength, 1 to 6 reps, hypertrophy, 8 to 12 reps. Typically going to be 3 sets. If I'm training strength and power, just because it is lower volume, I'm going to be doing probably 4 to 6 sets. I didn't want to get into other things like German volume training, which is like 10 by 10. There's so many rep schemes. Don't overthink it. These are just general guidelines, like I said. There's a lot you can do. At the end of the day, what matters is that you're working hard. But do think about like not just doing the repetitions, understanding what those reps mean and how much the total reps you're doing affects the outcome, right? So again, just to drill it into your head, if I want to train power, I'm going to be explosiveness. I want to be in that 1 to 6 rep range. If I'm training strength, 1 to 6 rep range, right? Hypertrophy, 8 to 12. Muscular endurance, 15 plus. Aerobic endurance, just go to town, hundreds of reps if you want to, right? As long as they're looking pretty and perform well, okay? Total number of sets, 3 or 4 to 6 for strength and power. Overall reps, 15 to 25. Whew, that is a lot of numbers I just threw at you, but try to just understand the basics there. So these reps are important for determining what weight I'm choosing too. That's another topic we'll get into in another lesson. But those numbers do matter a great deal. I put a lot of value in what those numbers mean. I do a lot to coach people to understand those numbers so that they can determine what weight to use to make sure that they are actually hitting that goal, right? So if I'm trying to train strength and I know like, I just need to do somewhere between 1 to 6 reps, that doesn't mean I just do 6 reps at any weight, right? It matters. If I want to get stronger, I have to lift heavy weight. Same thing with like hypertrophy. Same thing with all of these. You get it, all right? So that's it. That's training goals to determine reps. Hi, Coach Dustin Hazard. How are you doing? Oh, I'm Coach Dustin Hazard of Modern Athletics. Hi, Dustin Hazard, Coach. Hi, I'm Dustin Hazard, Coach at Modern Athletics. Nope. Hi, Coach Dustin Hazard, Modern Athletics. Coaching you to reach your... Yeah! Raw and uncut. I think I'm way overthinking this. Jesus Christ, Dustin, just fucking roll with it.